Am I wrong for bringing up my mom's husband's dead daughter when saying he's not my new dad and I'm not his new daughter? My mom, 50s, started dating Dan, 50s, 3 years ago and they got married 5.5 months ago. I, 20s, was already moved out when they met and so was my older sister, 20s. We didn't mind Dan at first but once he moved in with mom things got a little weird. He brought up how he'd lost his only kid, his daughter, when she was 6 and he talked about how rusty he was as a dad but how he couldn't wait to jump back into being one. He said he was looking forward to building that relationship with us. At the time I said it would be nice to build a friendship but I had a dad, he died 10 years ago, and was grown and it would never be like that between us. The mentions of being our dad didn't end there and it got worse in the run up to the wedding and then after. Once the wedding was over with my sister went nuclear on him and she told him to go f himself and he was never going to be her dad and how he and mom would be lucky if she wanted to be around them at all because f him for thinking he could replace dad and f her for expecting her to go along with it. She told him to get over himself and accept he was just married to mom and they would only be in each other's lives for as long as that lasts. I never went that far but I did state more than once that I was willing to be friends but not father and daughter. I also deliberately didn't go to him if I needed what might be seen as fatherly help or father figure advice. He was always very eager to provide it but his eagerness wasn't just for that and he truly did expect a father/daughter relationship to be born. This became more clear when he talked about how nice it would be to be father of the brides for me and my sister when our wedding days came. One thing I should also mention before I go into my point for the post is my mom's husband will frequently bring up his daughter and talk about her dying and how he never thought he'd get to be a dad again. I'm undecided if he's just very much still caught up in that or if he's trying to manipulate me/us into feeling so bad that we'll fill the role of his daughter and let him fill the role of our dad. My mom has mentioned how much he misses her and how we brought some hope back to him after a long time of being a childless parent. When being father of the brides was mentioned I knew we had to speak again so I asked to talk to him and my mom and I told him very simply that he needed to readjust his expectations because he was not going to be father of the bride in our weddings. I did leave out that my sister has talked about whether she'll even have them in her life going forward because it pisses her off that they expect him to be our new dad. But when I spoke to him I tried to be kind about it but firm and then I told him I was not his new or replacement daughter for the daughter he lost just like he wasn't the new or replacement dad for the dad I lost. I told him friendship was still on offer but I wanted it to be clear and final that I was not going to try and make a father/daughter relationship work. The response to me spelling everything out so firmly got a bad reaction but the worst reaction came from me bringing up his daughter and saying anything about a replacement. From the many things he has said it has felt like he's seeking that. But maybe I was wrong to say anything about that or even her for that matter. So I'm asking AITA?